Welcome to Tech Talk. Today we're taking a look at TEDx Detroit, happening next week at the Soundboard. The event features some of Detroit's brightest entrepreneurs, educators, and thinkers. And today we're joined by Executive Director of TEDx Detroit, Charlie Wohlberg, and CEO of Rebrand Cities, Haj Flemings, who will be presenting at TEDx. Thanks for coming in this morning, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
So first off, Charlie, why don't we just get an overview? What exactly TEDx, what does it bring to Detroit?
Well, so TED is a celebration of what's new, what's now, what's next. So when we started in 2009, it was really almost a lifeboat because the news about Detroit was very bad at the time. So we wanted to say, look, yes, there's some bad big stories, but there's all these amazing creators here. Detroit's always been home from entertainment, from tech, from business. People who are making it happen. So we shine a light on those kind of stories of people who are making a difference in the community and launching new ideas that can impact the world.
And what exactly is your role in the organization?
So at TED, I'm one of the producers and the curator. We're constantly looking for, we need a business speaker, we need an architect, we need a technologist, and kind of putting the ingredients in the stew that make a really interesting TED conference.
Very nice, and it's going to be very interesting. Haj, you're one of the speakers down there. What's your presentation going to be on?
Well, I don't want to take you too far behind the veil,
but I know, here we go.
Shocker, are we talking about AI?
I got a feeling it was AI, yes.
So we want people to buy tickets to actually come, but I want to really kind of demystify artificial intelligence, but also I want to draw inspiration from people who have already talked about the topic. So people like Andrew Wang, who is the founder of Scale.ai, or even somebody like Agadi Gaspaspi, who is the original man versus machine. He was a chess master in Deep Blue. He did a talk, and so really trying to figure out kind of a nice lane. But the other thing is, I don't think there's been a lot of African Americans who have actually talked about artificial intelligence on a TEDx stage. So I think we have an opportunity to be able to bring an angle of culture alongside the talk as well.
See, Haj, that's how you sell an event without giving it all away. Very nice. You can still buy tickets to see Haj speak at TEDx. Now, Charlie, why has TEDx here in Detroit been so successful?
Well, I think with most business conferences, you go deep on your profession. You want to learn as much as you can about what you do. And creativity is about cross-pollination. And that's what TED does better than anything. Because we're grabbing a technologist and a chef and an architect. And so you're getting little snippets of ideas from different fields, which help you expand what you can do in your own.
Yeah, Haj, obviously AI is kind of your thing. How do you envision AI playing a role in future TEDx conferences? Can you see that coming through?
Yeah. So there's a couple ways. So one, I think, if you look at on the speaker side, like there's a way for speakers to figure out ways to be able to ideate or to come up with better slides, or to be able to distill main points. I think using tools like OpenAI and Canva can be very, very interesting. But I think the larger part is creating immersive experiences that are going to be a part of it. So something else that's going to be at TEDx Detroit is we're going to do rap versus AI. And I believe, don't hold me to it, this might be the first time that there's an AI versus human rapper on stage. And so we're super excited about this. So that's where I think the secret sauce is creating immersive experiences with AI.
And now at these TEDx conferences, I mean, you're presenting, but you're also going to be hearing other people speak. As an entrepreneur, how many ideas do you get from listening to other people speak? Or do you, something go off in your head and be like, oh, I could really expand on that?
Anytime I speak, I always end up changing what I'm doing at the last minute. You really can't do that at TEDx just because you kind of have something kind of set already. But here's what I'll say. The inspiration that you're going to draw is going to be amazing. But the other part that people have to understand, TED Talks have garnered over 50 billion views. It is the holy grail for keynote talks. And so I think just having the opportunity to be able to be on a TEDx Detroit stage, to be able to share and to be in that ecosystem, to me, I think is amazing. And I think anytime I've gone, I've had a chance to be able to draw inspiration from people that I didn't even know. Lots of times, the media covers the same stories over and over again. I think what Charlie and his team have done an amazing job at is really curating interesting stories that are really undertold.
Yeah, and Charlie, what do you love most about these TEDx events, especially the one here in Detroit? Is there one thing that just makes you really beam?
Well, you know, I end the day, I'll be laughing, I'll be crying, I'll be like leaning in saying, wow, because there are so many different things you don't know about. But yeah, I literally was in tears last year with one of our talks because you get those inspiring life stories. You get those gobsmacking tech stories. But you also learn from entrepreneurs who are doing it like, there's a path I can follow, and it's a springboard. Each little talk, they're only 8 minutes long. So you're hearing that, oh, what if I do that? What if I do that? So the whole day is designed to kind of spur your ideas forward.
You know, it kind of surprises me that entrepreneurs are so willing to talk about their stories and about what's made them successful. Do you like that collaborative spirit rather than everyone keeping, you know, their ideas to themselves?
I think, you know, there's no shortage of ideas. There's a lot of shortage of execution. So the idea is not really what you have to protect. Being able to pull it off is really the tough part.
Okay, and finally, I got to get some details, nuts and bolts, tickets, you know, where's it happen, when's it going down?
So it's next week from today. So Thursday, September 28th, it's happening at the Soundboard, which is in Motor City Casino Hotel, beautiful venue, high-tech venue. Again, we'll have 32 different speakers, performers, magicians, musicians, from all different fields, and you can get tickets at TEDxDetroit.com.
And there might be a rap versus AI battle on stage.
It's going down, folks. It's going down.
All right, Hodge, thanks a lot for coming in as per usual. Charlie, thanks for dropping by.
Thanks so much for having us.